Hello everybody, welcome back to some more Planet Coaster Alpha 3. Still working on our Middle Earth themed park. If you guys are excited to see more, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, leave something letting me know. We're going to be finishing up Hobbiton this episode by adding our first roller coaster in Middle Earth. Very exciting. For this one, I did a lot of trials and tribulations and it went and changed things quite a bit. You'll see me move things around quite often, so I sped this one up even more because there's a lot of downtime of me undoing and redoing things. But for the first thing I want to talk about is what I wanted to do here. So I wanted to make a coaster a little bit more kid friendly. It is the first coaster in the park, so it's going to be very basic, very slow, no crazy inversions. I know some of you have been saying, oh, add more versions and flips and stuff. We will have some crazier coasters in this park, but just not here. For the first coaster, we're going to be doing a nice kiddie coaster, because in my mind it's like, it's kids, it's Hobbiton, they're short, right? Because they're hobbits, so all kids are hobbits, but not all hobbits are kids, something like that. Like every rectangle is a square, but not every square is a rectangle. It's actually the opposite of that. Ignore that, whatever. Okay, so yeah, real simple. I was trying to decide if I wanted to make it compact, so if I just wanted to kind of exist in this area behind this path over here, if I wanted to extend out over the rest of Hobbiton. Initially I wanted it to be relatively compact around the structure and around this area, but then I feel like, because I wanted to make this really cool above ground structure, but then if you make the coaster wrap around it, it kind of takes away from the feeling of it. So what we do instead is we do end up extending it over the rest of Hobbiton, just to kind of give it an overview. So that's always the first thing I have to decide, if I want to make a small compact coaster or if I want to make it a large and extending coaster, kind of going over the whole themed area. And so we're gonna have to decide that every coaster we do in this park. For the coaster housing, we're doing like an above ground structure. I modeled it after some of the buildings you can see in the background in the first Lord of the Rings movie. And I'm not entirely sure what the uses were, like they just look like maybe it's a pub or something, but just kind of modeling it after that. It's a very large building, doesn't really match the whole Hobbiton theme, but they do have above ground structures you can see in the stills in the movie, so it's not all just the little hobbit holes. Those tend just to be where they live. But I really like how this one comes out. It came out pretty cool. We do a lot of cool stuff with the wood designs, things like that. And then the cross beams. So to make that with these instead of the wood. We actually end up changing on the sides too. But over here I just wanted to do it with some cross beams going across. That's what cross beams do, they go across. Crazy, right? I know, I didn't believe it either. But then I was like, wait, that makes sense. I don't know. Finishing up there, and then we take some of these wooden posts and make it a little bit more random. Kind of disrupt the pattern we have going on there. Because again, one of the charm of Hobbiton is the kind of haphazardness of everything, and everything's just kind of thrown together. So we don't need everything perfectly symmetrical, we don't need everything perfectly straight, and that's part of the fun, isn't it? But look, that looks pretty cool. I like it. The lime plaster, kind of suspend your disbelief there. It's not actually supposed to be like limestone or rock or anything. It's supposed to be more like, I don't know what is that material. It's not thatched. Drywall? I don't know, something like that. But again, it's just the texture and color is the best with this, so that's what we ended up using. I guess it's okay if it is limestone. Not bad, not bad. Adding some more details and wooden molding kind of all around. See, this is stuff I miss doing, because with the modern theme, you don't... I was afraid to do a lot of detailing, because then I was afraid it would kind of break the theme, but now that we're back in the more medieval fantasy style, so much detailing. I love it. To the point. At some point, it's going to get grueling, I imagine. What are we doing in Rivendell? Because those elves sure do like their complex architecture. But it should be fun. That's going to take me a long time. Might speed up the footage even more in Rivendell. We'll see. I imagine some of the castle stuff will be difficult too. And maybe like Mordor. I'm trying to figure out a place. So I have the main sections, and people are suggesting a butt ton of different ideas and stuff. And you guys got to remember, I'm relatively limited in space, so I can't do like a million different locations and buildings and stuff. So I'm sticking with the ones I said before, which is Hobbiton, Mordor, Rivendell, Mines of Moria, and possibly Minas Tirith. People are saying like, do like Helm's Deep and Bree and all these different places. Like, no, I don't really want to do that. What we might do is small structures in between these areas that small structures in between these areas. How can I describe this? That will kind of be transition areas. So instead of full-fledged areas, just kind of transition areas. So like one idea we could do the Prancing Pony, which was the bar they visit in Bree after the hobbits leave the Shire, or we could even build the tower in Isengard. Does the tower have a name? I can't quite remember, but the big tower in Isengard. You know what I'm talking about. The one where Sauron lives and menacingly stares at people and things as they pass by, or where all the orcs are made. That's right. I can't remember the name of the tower. It's one of the towers because it's the two towers in Mordor, where Sauron hangs out, and then the other tower. What are we talking about now? I kind of got lost. I want to rewatch the movies now. I haven't seen them in a couple years, and yeah, I do prefer the extended editions. They're like 4 hours each, but they're fantastic. So I decided to change up here. You kind of saw back when I was rambling about the park. We tried doing a coaster, just compact and up on top of the hill. Didn't like how it looked. It kind of took your eye away from the building. So instead what we're doing is just a nice loop coaster kind of going around the park real quick, or going around Hobbiton. I love have it going through the farm there. That looks so cool. Oh man, this is one of my better coasters. The problem, the train car with this guy is super long, and so it's kind of takes a while to build up speed, so it doesn't go super fast in this part of the park. So don't expect like super high speed. I mean, it gets up there, but it also has a lot of inertia, so it can go uphill for quite a while just because it's so heavy and so long. And then over here we have it wrapping around the ride. I do bank that turn a little bit more. I might do that off camera. There's a lot of stuff I do off camera before the tour, like we add a bunch of fences, and someone suggested taking the door that we had on the hobbit holes and flipping upside down to kind of make it more circular. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool to do. So I did that. You'll see it later when we do the tour, probably at the end, but it came out pretty cool looking. Then we bank in that turn a little bit more. And I didn't realize for the longest time, I realized like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, but I don't think I ever mentioned it, that the smooth and banking button, you hit it multiple times to get it to smooth more. I didn't realize that for a long time. So yeah, you just kind of spam it for a while and it kind of wiggles the track around. Makes it a lot smoother. And over here I was trying to decide what to do with the path. So one time I thought about going around underneath the coaster path there, and I was like, okay, maybe we can go over the coaster here. And I thought this was going to be the solution for a bit, but I really don't like, again, it draws your eye away from the building. It kind of disrupts the natural structure. Like, I just really didn't think it looked good, so we end up tearing it down. See, look at that. I don't like how that looks. Ah, it looks gross. Stop it. Remove it. There you go. So we end up removing it, and we just have the path kind of wrap around the building and then go underneath the lift hill. One thing about this coaster, it's called a Wendigo. Isn't the Wendigo like a monster? Maybe I've watched too much Supernatural, but at least in Supernatural, Wendigo was like this horrible monster that eats people and lives in the woods. And that's the name of the kid coaster, which is a little weird. Not entirely sure why they named it that, but maybe Supernatural had a little bit of creative freedom with that. Like, I doubt everything in that show is very accurate. God, when's that show gonna end? It's on like season 12 now. I mean, it's decent. Like, I like the first couple seasons because my girlfriend's watching through it, so I've been watching through it with her. But it drags on. I saw a post on Reddit that said like, if the Winchesters don't die soon, I'm gonna kill them myself. Because the show is kind of dragging on. I mean, it's 12 seasons, and it's just basically the same thing over and over again. But you know, it's still entertaining from time to time. Anyway, gotta stop talking about random TV shows. Planet Coaster. Lord of the Rings. So this one I kind of just went with the idea of making a little pub. So we just added some detail, some berries on the walls. We have our little bar right over there and some stools. And then I thought, okay, let's do something a little unusual at the table. So we take these little pieces, wrap some stools around them. I think it looks pretty cool. A little different, unusual. They are floating. I do eventually go back and add some supports underneath them. At some point, I might not have filmed that. And we're finally using the candles. I haven't really used those ever. Just because I haven't really had an opportunity, but I figured inside this little pub might be a good place for these candles. They come out pretty cool looking. They don't give off a lot of light, so it doesn't really make sense to use them outside and stuff, but pretty cool. And I guess you wouldn't really have candles outside because they would just get blown out by the wind. I guess that depends on how windy it was. Huh. Oh well. And that's a nice little trick. I basically just take the ceiling or the roof and I just pull it out and remove it and place it somewhere else while I'm working, so that way I can just reference it if I need to and then move it back when I'm done. And I wanted to have these chandeliers kind of hanging down So I added a crossbeam just kind of going over the main area. Should probably add a couple more. It looks a little bare just having the one, but that's pretty much it for the inside of the structure. I think we about finished it there. And then I wanted just a little piece jutting out. Kind of like if you remember at the beginning of this video, we had a little piece kind of sticking out like that. But I ended up removing it. But I figured, okay, we'll add it and then have a burger stand. Actually, it's not a burger stand. That's a cosmic cow. So it's the drink stand and then a souvenir or gift shop. Or it used to be a hat stand, but I think it's just a gift shop now. Just add that in there. And then I like these little things. I thought they were pretty cool. These little supports. So I thought we'd toss them in there. They're very fanciful, very what's the word? They're very fairy tale-esque, fantasy-like. Just added some more there. A little Chief Beef statue. Doesn't make sense. He wouldn't be there. I guess he would be down by his little hobbit hole. Maybe I should add a little Chief Beef statue down there. That might be cool. And then this fence, I wanted to use this as a what did I write there? I don't remember. Oh well. I'm sure someone will realize. I'm glad you guys have been enjoying my stupid puns and jokes I'm writing there. This one I want to just copy it over, so I took the fence, made it into a blueprint, moved it over, and it brings a couple bushes with it, which is okay. It saves me time from having to place them later, but thought this was a nice little visual interest piece, so thought we'd take it over here and add it again. And then we just add some more trees. Again, try not to go too tree crazy. You guys know that is one of my my flaws. I go a little tree crazy generally when I see the open grass. I'm like, okay, need to stop doing that. We're in the Shire. We need more bushes and grass and things like that. So that's what we end up doing, filling in these hills, making it look nice and pretty. But overall, we're getting pretty close to the end. I think it's looking pretty cool. And yeah, I forgot this chimneys. You guys reminded me. A lot of you said, hey, you forgot the chimneys on the hobbit hole top. You gotta go do that. And I said, oh, okay, thank you. All good. I love how this place looks at night. It's so cool. And then I forgot to pause it, so because I let the clock run out so it became nighttime, but then I forgot to pause it, so it became daytime again. So I think we just let it kind of run its course once again. Just doing our usual lanterns, kind of crisscrossing around the path. Trying to lower them, but I don't want them too low because then people like smack their heads in them. I thought it'd be cool to kind of add them on the entrance to the coaster as it comes back around. And then we have some more lighting in here, and those really should be yellow lights, not orange lights. I might actually go change those, but again, just sinking them in the ground. And I wanted to light this area a bit more at night, so I'm taking a lot of these yellow lanterns and just kind of sinking them into the ground. It's not super realistic. It doesn't make sense, like where is this light coming from, but I really think it adds some visual interest and makes the park seem a little bit more alive at night, because the regular lights and stuff that we place around don't cast off nearly enough light to make it believable, to make it like, I don't know, like it exists at night, or it's a intentional design. Because you guys gotta remember, this isn't actually supposed to be a Hobbiton. This is supposed to be a Hobbit themed theme park, so there's a little bit of a difference there. Well, I guess that's just more semantics. But now we're at the tour. Gonna take you guys through Hobbiton. It came out pretty cool looking. There's probably some more detail work and stuff I'll eventually do. And there is some I did actually before filming this. So if you look at the doors, we actually have them flipped upside down. That looks so cool. Oh, they're nice and round. I love it. So we have our first little hobbit hole there. Then we have our little Chief Beef burger stand. We do have a princess just kind of wandering around. I added a couple mascots. It's like the princess, Chief Beef, and I think that's it. And then some janitors kind of hanging about. There was a floating trash can somewhere around here. I need to remember what that was so I can go change that. But look how cool that door looks. Oh, I love it. Love it. And the coaster always just adds like a third dimension. Definitely helps scale the... Well, adds a verticality to the design, so it gives you something to look at, so it's not just a blank sky above you all the time. But here's our little fair. A little Hobbit Town fair. It looks so cool. We have the little tables and the cauldron and the ale barrels. That is hard to say. Ale barrels. And then I like having the large building up there on the top. Definitely adds a little interest as you go up on the different layers of Hobbiton. Going through the ride. Whee! Don't hit it, don't hit it. Ooh, that's close. Don't hit that. Gotta fly around. The camera controls are a little bit tricky. I wish it was a little bit smoother. Like, it'd be cool if they actually added a cinematic camera. So over on the left, you can see there's a fence I added off camera. Give you guys a look back over there, smashing through some people. Excuse me. Eventually, it'll be cool if you could actually take control. There's that floating trash can. If you could take control of a person and walk around, because right now you can just hitch a ride with people as they're walking around. So it's not quite the same, but yep. And then here we go at the top of Hobbiton. Looks so cool. I love it. I really like how this area came out. I'm having a ton of fun with this park. Can't wait for the next part. Oh, it looks so great. Ah, bellissimo. And over here we have there and back again the coaster. Well, I guess up front we have the drink stand and the gift shop. Oh, there's a floating bush right there. Get down from there, you stupid bush. Oh, we're stuck in a bush. Bushes everywhere. Oh, man. I feel like I'm at the Republican National Convention because there are bushes everywhere. Ho! Oh, that was a dumb joke. Oh, gotta love it. There we go. I meant to raise those beams on the entrances and exits for the coaster, but oh well. Here we go onto the Wendigo. This thing's got such a stupid little face on the front of its coaster. And that lift hill took forever, so I just cut to it. Because otherwise it does take a very long time to get up this hill. So we're starting to go down, but since it's such a long coaster, it takes a little bit to pick up speed. Nice little sunset there for you. There we go. Now we're starting to pick up speed. So right here, oh, it's so smooth. See, we're kicking along pretty fast, going through the farm, up and over. Ah, it's so cool. I think this bank was a little rough. No, we smoothed it out. That's right. So there we go. Nice steep bank there. Awesome. Very cool. Well, that's going to be it for this episode of Planet Coaster, guys. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed. Leave a comment. Leave something letting me know if you have any ideas for the park. Definitely let me know in the description or in the comments. I love reading them. I'll see you next time for some more Planet Coaster. Bye.